City Council matters. Approving resolution opposing Proposition 57, the California Parole for Nonviolent Criminals and Juvenile Court Trial Requirements Initiative.
Mr. Raymond, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, this is something that I just can't believe our state's trying to do again. You know, we've dealt with AB 109, Proposition 47, and now Proposition 57. And so I was taking the initiative and writing a resolution myself opposing this when I spoke to Councilmember Brandow from Fresno, and he said that Chief Jerry Dyer and his attorneys actually wrote their own, so we should just take that. So which is what I did, and I immediately reached out to Councilmember Vineyard, who I'm proud to co-sponsor this with, having the same school of thought in the area, which I hope everyone does. I reached out to Chief Joseph and Sheriff Warnke and asked both of them to speak on this as well. This is Prop 47 on steroids, and I am glad to see crime down in the city of Atwater overall. That's great. It's a testament to our officers and the leadership that we have here right now. But across the state, crime is up, and this is only going to exacerbate the problem. So,
Chief Warnke.
Chief?
I'm sorry. Well, of sorts.
Sheriff Joseph, there we go. What Councilman Raymond had to say is, it's just the tip of the iceberg for what we're dealing with. Prop 57, ladies and gentlemen, should scare you to death. This isn't one of those things that we can, you know, Prop 47 was bad enough, and I got my own theory on why we've got our crime rate is down. I've talked to a lot of folks that have been burglarized, thefted, you know, they're not reporting the crime. So when they're not reporting the crimes, we don't get them in, and because there's nothing being done. When you take a $950 threshold under Prop 47, when they walk into somebody's business downtown and walk out with $940 worth of stuff under their arms, they get a citation and they're kicked out, and hopefully they'll show up to court. Prop 57 spells out, according to our governor in Sacramento, and I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've spent many hours literally sitting down with that man through the Sheriff's Association, and those are many hours I'll never see again. He doesn't want to listen, and he really does not understand the full ramifications, because what he has done is he has stated that only the violent offenders will be remaining in jail. What they didn't tell you is that they don't count their prior acts. So if they get arrested for burglary, it's not a violent crime, but if he's been in jail for rape or these others, they don't count those. Also, they've got a list in the penal code of what a violent crime is. And if it isn't on that list, they're kicked free. Okay? Folks, this is something that we as a community get geared up. You think it's wild now, it's going to get wild, and it's going to get ugly. Governor Brown literally shared his views that because in 1974, when he was governor, about that time, he said that he made a mistake from indeterminate sentencing to determinate sentencing. Well, now he's feeling bad about what he did 40 years ago, and he wants to change that. Literally, that's what he's doing. He openly threatened the sheriffs at the CSSA meeting in Northern California up in Shasta, personally threatened each one of us that if we voted against him, we wouldn't be getting dollars to do what we need to do, literally. He doesn't get it. Folks, and I'm here to tell you, and I know this is being aired and so on, this is the absolute truth. He was sitting up there, and his aide had to explain to him several times on what was going on, and he gets into his 15-minute lecture, which is 30 minutes long, and there's no room for, he doesn't take a breath. There's no communication with. He just tells you how it's going to be. He's got several $1 million going for advertising for this safety thing to do what's right. Well, he sold Prop 47 as a Safe Neighborhood Act, okay? And it's just gone sideways. 1 week we're arresting people for methamphetamine, the next week we're citing them out. And they're not showing up to court, they're not going to drug court. Folks, these propositions are not working. They are very detrimental to the good people, and we're very fortunate to live in a community like Atwater in Merced County, where, believe it or not, most folks are good. But we're going to have our hands full. we're going to absolutely have our hands full, Chief.
Pro Tem Bergman?
Sheriff, I just wanted to confirm, I listened to a presentation by our District Attorney Larry Morse last week, and is it true that with this, there will only be 23 crimes that qualify for prison?
Yes.
23 out
Yes.
of the hundreds?
District Attorney Morris has done an extensive amount of homework on this, and the California DA's Association is up front and wanting to oppose this. They're very public about it. So, based on the threat that was perceived at that meeting that I attended, the Sheriff's Association took a non-stance. I am personally here to tell you, as your sheriff, I'm going to get on every rooftop I can and tell you, do not vote for Prop 47. If you do, it's going to impact. Chief.
Thank you, sir. Sheriff basically said it all. For you to understand kind of what we deal with when it comes to 47, now going to 57, the issue we deal with when these releases occur, and he made all the points that I don't have to go over again, is, when we had this problem with the sudden increase of the homeless population in the county, you would go through, and when you interview the people that are, majority of them, they are involved either with Proposition 47 at the time, and then next will be 57. These are issues that we've been dealing with, and he said there is no, if this happens, we are going to open our, it's going to be a problem, like opening the dam. It's going to have a lot of problems, and the crime rate, it will go up because they get out. A lot of them are financially, they go into homeless motions, they need their drugs, they need their stuff. And then therefore the crime rate goes up. And then the homeless population increases, and we focus our money and attention to cleaning up their items. Like I told you before, our homeless population now, where we've already picked up, close to 100 tons of trash just from the homeless in our city. So these are issues we've had and we've been dealing with, and this is what I think is going to cause if this thing is passed with the sheriff's sign.
So, Councilman Raymond, sir, I applaud you. Do something for the city of Atwater and help the residents here. I'm doing everything I can in the county. As you all know, we're all in this together. The fortunate part here, and for everybody here to know, is that the working relationship between the sheriff's office and the police departments is outstanding. And it couldn't, literally, I don't know of any place. We had a training session last week, and we're all in it together. We're shorthanded together, but we're all in it together. And Mayor, you're 100% right. When I'm out on the street, when you see, I'm working and going to calls and doing everything that I can because we're that short. So, folks, Prop 57 is dangerous. Do some research on it. Look at the numbers. Look at the fine print and realize that you're being sold a pack of goods like they did on Prop 47 and AB 109, the prison realignment. All those bad guys are now here. We've got 67 people in my jail right now waiting for trial on murder. 67. Okay, I got one guy that's been in there 3.5 years because he keeps postponing it because he knows that once he gets sentenced, he's going to have to go to San Quentin or the likes. So he keeps postponing it so his family can be here, and the credits that he gets, the law-made credits. Every day he spends in my jail, he gets that's 2 days. So if he spends 100 days in there, he gets 200 days credit. So his 3.5 years right now are going to accumulate to 7 years time served when he goes to prison, and he knows that. And he's working the system, and it just goes on. So.
Scary stuff, indeed. Okay, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Anybody else wish to comment to this matter?
I'll confirm what Vern said. We've had half a dozen incidents in my area, and I haven't talked to other business people. None of those were turned in. The people just said, why bother? It's $400 or $500, $600. Nothing's going to happen. So nothing was done. So yeah, a lot of crimes aren't being reported. And I agree 100%. I have no idea. I've met Jerry Brown. I've listened to him. I've talked to him. I have no idea where this came from. No rational human being could ever come up with something like this, because I'm not in law enforcement. It scared the hell out of me. So, yeah, whatever we can do to put the word out there, you bet. I agree with it.
Call for the question.
Vineyard.
Yes.
Bergman.
Yes.
Rivero.
Yes.
Raymond.
Yes.
Price.
Absolutely yes.
The motion passes.